Ms. Lauder, I'm so glad to see you. Know that being here at this hearing, I've got several hats, one of which, of course, is a senator from Maryland in which FDA is headquartered, and we're so proud of the work you do under the difficult circumstances, funding, and contradictory requirements that you're given. But I'm also here as a member of the Intelligence Committee, and I'm also here as the appropriator for the Commerce Justice Department, meaning our justice work, because I believe that adulterated drugs coming into this country is criminal. I think it's a form of murder. You cannot rely on blood thinners the way members of my own family have, be a diabetic and rely on prescription drugs and not know that which you are ingesting in your body could be the very thing that kills you rather than the very thing that saves you from a stroke, a heart attack, or a diabetic coma. So we've got to get real, we've got to get serious, and we have to have a sense of urgency. That's not laying it on FDA, that's laying on us. We throw zillions at DOD, protect the homeland, fight them over there so they don't kill us here. We've got to have that same attitude towards those that are adulterating drugs over there, quite frankly, so they don't kill us here. Now, your background is terrific. You're a trial lawyer, you worked at Justice Department, you have incredible background in working with federal law enforcement. And my question to you is, where are we going to do to create this sense of alarm, red alert, going to the edge of our chair, DEFCON 3, because this is a growing problem. This is not exaggerated hyperbole for CNN for me. This is a compelling need when we look at the number of people who take prescription drugs in which we are now so vulnerable, and which are usual and customary drugs, particularly the issue of blood thinner. Now, I don't know about those Chinese pigs, okay? I don't know if they're communist pigs. I don't know if they're capitalist pigs, okay? And I don't know if they're clean pigs in order to do this. But what I do know is that right now, all over the United States of America, there are over a million people taking some form of blood thinner that depends on heparin and then to warfarin. So my question to you is, are we moving with that sense of urgency? Is this been escalated to a homeland security issue? Is this the top of anyone's agenda? Because this is as important as protecting our borders as we do from anything else illegal or threatening coming into our country.
Thank you for that question. I really appreciate it. And I really do share your sense of urgency. I worry about products like this, which frankly cross our border every day. This is counterfeit Tamiflu and counterfeit Lipitor, and you're welcome to look at it if you'd like. They look very, very similar, and they come into this country. And one important thing that your question gets to, Senator Mikulski, is the fact that the risk to the pharmaceutical supply chain is not simply from people who are out to make a buck. There is a risk from people who have much more malevolent motivations, and I think we need to be aware of that. And so I do everything I can to reach global facilities, to change what we're doing at the agency, to be more proactive, to be more creative, to collaborate. But there are things which are not currently in the law, like requiring manufacturers, clearly requiring manufacturers to update their test standards to look for vulnerability.
Suppose we made it criminal charges.
Exactly, yes.
I mean, really, we got to do some out-of-the-box thinking here. It's not, are you for regs or against regs? You know, we're for smart regulation.
I completely agree. And with respect to another crisis like heparin or something worse, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
But is this, now, let's talk about FDA, Justice, and the Department of Homeland Security. Do they feel that this has this heightened urgency? And has this been moved up the chain of command while we're looking at the supply chain of drugs and counterfeit drugs?
That's a very interesting question. I can't speak for them. I'm not sure I could answer that question sitting here today, but I'd be happy to answer that for you.
Well, you know what? I just wanted our committee to know this. I mean, Senator Whitehouse, it was on the Intel Committee, so was Senator Roberts. We see the growing nexus between organized crime international organized crime, and the corruption of public officials, overlooking any other kinds of collaborative enforcement. So I don't want to do, complicated foreign policy here, but I think we need to look at it. I know my time is up. I had a chance to talk with Interpol this summer and do extensive conversations about their digital databases and what they see as a growing problem. This is an international problem. So it's not only for us, whatever we feel about harmonization or not in EU and all of that, the fact is that for any of us who value safety and efficacy, this is, I think, have to be elevated to a national security, homeland security, and criminal level. And I look forward to talking with my colleagues so that we approach it that way, so that the American people know that if they take it, it'll be okay.
Thank you.